Hey guys, I got something cool to share with you, but for this demonstration, I'm going to need my friend Hugo. Let me give him a shout. Okay, hi, it's
Hey,
Hugo.
good to
Are
see
you
you.
back? Are you back on that duo again?
Oh, yeah, around the same time every day. I'm on my Duo and I'm just kind of doing my catching up with emails and things like that.
Awesome. I have something cool to share with you. But before I begin, I want to let you know that I am recording this so that others can enjoy and learn from us. If that's okay with you.
Sure. Yeah. I have
All right.
nothing to hide.
So to get excited about what I'm about to share, it would be great if you could just jump back onto your desktop because what I'm about to show you is how to run multiple Teams desktop clients on your single workstation. And of course, I have to say in preface, this is not supported, but as IT pros, okay, look at that. I just love that transfer. It's so seamless. But as IT pros, we often need to be in more than one tenant. And in my role, I need to demonstrate Teams. And one of the challenges is showing customers the first 3 clicks when we share screens, and we're like either screenshot or a link to a website on the options for sharing. So I'm not sure if you have any use cases, but that helps me with customers and demonstrations.
So you're actually going to show me how to run Teams as multiple users. I've always thought it was just some magic that only Denzel could do, some kind of voodoo.
Well, you could buy 10 machines, one for each, or you could log in 10 different times and switch into different profiles. But no, if you want to save yourself the headache and save yourself some time, and again, if you're an IT pro like us, if you want to do this, it's not supported, but it could help if you're planning to test things. So if you're
Absolutely.
interested, I can show you how.
Yes, please.
All right, so I'm going to minimize the Teams call so folks can see what we have behind us. So as you can see behind us, we have 2 Teams desktop clients running right now. So just the settings on this one, the settings on this one. And, sometimes this helps me because, having access to some early releases, I need to test something and figure it out. And I might need 2 clients. So 2 desktop clients right now, Hugo. We're going to go for the third one. Okay. How do you get this started? So my trick, or what I'm doing is nothing new. We've done this in the past. I'm going to run Teams as another user. Now I should share that unlike many other applications that install into program files, Microsoft Teams installs in the user's context. So this entire application, Teams, sits inside your app data. So what we need to do this, we need to create a new account which will run that. And I'll walk you through the steps. So here's my machine. I'm going to create a new user. I'm going to call this user Teams app user 1. All right, so that's the user account. Might have to remind me what I named it. I'm going to create a password for it too. Okay, it requires complexity, so bear with me while I type this slowly and carefully.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You threw me off there, but that's okay. Let me see if I type this incorrectly. Yeah. So now what's happened is I'm creating a user account. Awesome. I've just created it and it's
Except
gone.
you made it force change your password at next logon, I think. Did it?
User must change. Yeah, that's not going to help us, Hugo. I don't want to log in and set that password. So let me create the second one in this case. So Teams app 2. How about that? So let's go with something completely different. Okay.
Super original.
And let's create a password again. Okay.
Okay, so this user is not an admin or belongs to domain group or anything like that. It's just a local user on the computer.
Correct. Local user in the company, you're not an admin, just using it to run as identity.
Okay.
If you tried launching Teams twice, you'll notice it's the same instance that's there. So Teams app 2 and that. Now, I typically would log out and I would log back in as that user, download Microsoft Teams and install it, which would put it in that directory. Because we're on a call and I don't want to hang up and switch, I'm just going to spend 2 minutes, what would you call this? Simulating that, right? Okay. So let's get started here. So to run Teams as another user, you would first open up a command prompt. So how do you run a command prompt on Windows? You click start, you click run, and you type in CMD, and you get the old school DOS prompt or command prompt right there. Right? Now,
so far, yeah.
Yeah. So when you launch this, any application you open opens up with the logged on user. So how can you run a command prompt as another user? It's the same concept of running Teams. You could right click this on your taskbar, hold the shift key and right click one more time. This will give you the option to run as a different user. Some machines may not have this turned on. I have it turned on, so you can run an application as a different user. So now I'm presented with Windows security, which is asking for that. So / puts it back into the computer, and I'm asking if you remember, was it Teams app or Teams
app 2, I believe.
Teams app 2. And super complicated password.
Okay, and again, the dot, you're putting a dot because this is a local user, not a domain user.
Right.
Got it.
Okay, so good news, the command prompt is open. Now you know it works successfully because you'll see the white one, and then this one just has the Windows dark. It runs in another profile.
Can you do me a favor, though? Can
yes.
you just type who am I on both?
So Teams app 2.
Okay, and then on the first one. Cool.
Right.
All right.
Two different users.
We've got confirmation they're two different users.
Yes. Now, because I'm in Teams app 2, this is there. I know I'm sitting at my profile, but essentially what I want to do is simulate that I logged in, I've installed Teams, and before I can run it. So what I'm going to do now next is I've got the package here. So let me just click on this, and this hopefully will copy this to the destination.
All right, so this is the same as if you logged in as Teams app 2, it like logged in interactively, went and downloaded Teams and installed it here, correct?
Yeah, and this was all running under Teams app 2. Exactly, correct.
Okay. Cool.
Now, inside this directory, Teams, right, in this path, you navigate into current and you type Teams, which is the application. What's happening right now, it's actually launching the client. It's on my other computer. I'll bring it here in a second.
Hey, hold on. So I know when I launch Team, I don't get any of those messages there. So
that's correct.
What's that stuff?
So you're looking at a whole bunch of diagnostics and debug information that's running in the shell. This is not typically how we would launch Teams, right? So you're seeing stuff that Teams is debugging and diagnosing, and that's displayed in the command prompt window. All right. Cool. So here's your sign in, right? And let's log in as the frontline user. So I want to test some frontline. The license in frontline is a lot less than the license in a full-blown E3 to E5. So I want to check and see if you could see chat and so forth. So let's just do that. All right. So sign in.
I like that concept, by the way, of logging in as different users with different licenses, so you see the different behavior.
Let's see if I remember this password that I always forget. I'm willing to type it again. Oh,
seems like we went through this before.
Oh, it went.
You got it? Awesome.
So I don't know how many people actually remember their things here. So as you can see, totally logged in the third client here of this demonstration. Now, good. We have got shifts open. One of the cool features for Frontline is to take advantage of the shift software, which allows you to book time in and out. So I really like this. Let's check chats out. okay, this is the new home. Looks like I can message different people. So
There's
here I can
Megan again.
message other people. Yep. Let me message my other account and say, hey.
I'm telling you that Megan Bowen has like way too much access to everything.
So I don't know if you heard it, but I just got beat. Yes, Megan Bauer is famous. She's all over and the world. So hopefully you enjoyed this and you saw how not easy, but how I'm using multiple clients. I'm really creating another profile and I'm instantiating with a RunAs. It's not supported. Okay. I don't recommend it, but if you're an IT pro and you are testing and you're limited to one machine, perhaps this could help you.
So don't open a ticket at Microsoft saying Denzel told me to do this and it doesn't work.
Don't go back to Microsoft. These are my professional opinions. This does not respect Microsoft's stance on how support works. But if you are into the evangelism of teams and you are looking to exploit and innovate and try and do different things, this would be a great way to explore multiple clients.
I got a question for you. So you created a local user that's not a domain user, and then you logged in as a M365 account, right? An Azure
organization.
AD account. The two don't have any connections or anything like that. You're just creating that local user to create an instance of Teams that can run in different memory contexts or different user contexts. That's it?
That's it. That's exactly it. Now I can't show you, but in my system tray, there are 3 Teams icons at the bottom. It's not clear which one's which. A status symbol could reveal it, but I double click and it opens up. But yes, I have 3 separate accounts. Running each account in its own context also implies when you open up the browsers or links within it, it opens up the browser in another user's RunAs or secondary logon.
I could have used this when I was working as an MVP because I was always connected to the Microsoft tenant, so I could stay up to date with the MVP stuff. And then I always had my own Microsoft tenant. Yeah, my own tenant. And then I had the client tenants that I would log in using a web-based browser.
That's right.
Okay, but how would you launch this easily, though?
Okay, I'm happy you've asked. So one of the ways to launch this, I personally use a Streamdeck because I like the quick join and the quick launch. So let me show you a command that I'm running inside a Streamdeck, which actually launches it right away. So in here, I have a link inside a path, and you can just point to the full path of the Teams client in the profile.
Yeah, that's very tiny right now.
Yes, it's extremely tiny. Yeah. But essentially using a Streamdeck or a shortcut can be mapped to a button, and that gives me the ease of launching the client right from a button. But as a regular user, or if you want, run as, go back to command prompt, run as, navigate into the directory, and launch Teams from there.
You've given me more ideas now.
More problems? More unsupported use cases.
Every time we talk, I always end up with more stuff that I want to try. This is awesome. Thank you. I was always wondering how you did that.
Hey, if you're okay with it, I'd love to share this with the community and maybe put this up on LinkedIn or YouTube later. If that's okay with you, we can maybe get others to try and see what your experiences may be.
Sure, absolutely.
Well, hey, Hugo, thank you so much, and thanks for taking the call. And I have to ask, what's the big red thing that keeps unblurring and blurring itself?
Oh, that's
a barbecue.
Is
that a barbecue in your room?
It could be a barbecue. You know me well, but no, it's a 3D printer that I use for doing prototypes for devices and things like that.
When you finally figure out to 3D print me a HoloLens 3, I'll be the first person to try it out for you.
Awesome. I'll see what I can do.
Well, Hugo, it's been fun. Thank you so much for being part of this demonstration and allowing me to share this with others. I can't wait to show you something else another time, but I'm happy to always connect with you.
All right. Thanks for calling me. Have a good one.
Take care.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Hopefully you found this interesting.